We are coming into the Huntington Library Art Museum and Botanical Gardens, and it's gated. I don't think I realized it was gated here, but I guess that makes sense.
Today is the first Thursday of the month, so it is free, though you do have to get reservations. You sign up
like
on
the sign says, it's sold out. They're just like telling you to go. The Huntington Library and Botanical Gardens, as the name implies, is a library, but it's more than that. It's an art exhibit where you can look at some of California's masterpieces and look at the art of California. The ticket price is $25 for adults. Members are free. Weekends and holidays it's $29. So that's expensive. This is the research center, and I think this says staff only. To the entrance of the library, you've got some cool views here. So we're gonna go see if we can find the Gutenberg Bible. The Gutenberg Bible was published in 1450 and was a revolution because it was the first print established. Beautiful illustrations on it. Looks like we're in Psalms here. Maybe? No. It says parables, I believe. It's in Latin, so I can't really read it. They do have some other ones over here. This was the Tyndale Bible and the Columbus letters. This talks about conquering the Americas. Very interesting here. This document's interesting. This is a woman's right. This is a deed of gift. In the medieval times, if you were a widow and you were a woman, you had more rights. And so this certifies that this lady was a widow and that she had rights to a particular piece of land and to collect rent on that land. Here we have the writings of Sir Isaac Newton, and this is his death mask. And they called him one of the last of the magicians because he had all sorts of secret code writing in his books. Very interesting. This is a copy of the Declaration of Independence that was sent to New York to talk about it, because New York was not authorized to vote for the Declaration of Independence and therefore abstained their vote. They were the one abstainer in the original vote. A copy of Henry IV that was published while Shakespeare was still alive in 1564. And the original copies of the William Shakespeare comedies. The document that preserved Yosemite Valley, and it's interesting because it has Yosemite and it still has a dash in the Yo. It's Yosemite Valley. Established in 1863. Yeah, lots of books up on the second floor that are all rare. The newest exhibit, which is Mapping Fiction, which is mapping all the books for...
Not all of the books, but the world's contained in books.
Yeah, the world's contained in books. With a map of the Lord of the Rings, back then known as the Fellowship of the Ring. So you can see Eredor and Mordor there. That again?
Oh, we have the fortified country of a man's heart with walls around a man's heart.
There is an opening.
Yes, the land of romance.
Yeah.
And then the open country of a woman's heart. Whoever drew this wasn't super complimentary.
Land of Oblivion.
Sea of wealth, coquetry.
Country of solid worth.
Land of
and
self.
sea of
Around the world with Nellie Bly.
Around the world with Nellie Bly? Okay.
Yeah, it's her board game from 1890. All over the place. I don't know what the rules are, but can you go around with Nellie Bly? All records broken.
Okay, all records broken. Cool.
Do you know the story?
Ramona.
Helen Hunt Jackson.
Talking about Ramona and Helen Hunt Jackson there. That's where I graduated. Well, I got my associate degree graduation.
Yeah, where the graduation ceremony
And there's
was.
some pictures of Mark Twain there.
Mark Twain's
and his
scrapbook.
home.
It's an unknown books you should read list, you know.
We're now going to go to the European Art Building. Has some nice Corinthian columns there. Corinthian columns are like flowers. These are Ionic.
Okay.
And we're going to go see if we can find Pinky over here. Strexler reminds me of the Hearst Castle a little bit. Probably built around the same time.
No.
Okay.
No, because this would have been built in the late 19th century.
Okay.
And Hearst Castle was built in the early 20th.
Yep. A marvelous revelation. What was that, Denise?
Oh, Johnny P was right. I was wrong.
This building was built in 1928, which would put it exactly around Hearst Castle. Hearst Castle is 1923. 1928 is not too far away from that.
No. It was, yeah.
And like with all these like Roman urns and stuff too.
This style of.
Yeah, let's tour with a painting of Huntington, and it looks like his wife over there. That's how we're gonna start. Oh. Looks like a library to me.
Yeah.
Looks like a study and library. Yep. They were definitely avid collectors. Beautiful rugs on the walls. A fireplace and dining room with more scenes of Europe here. You have people in the countryside of England, it looks like. Cool clock here from Paris. And then up above you have Susan Beckford, Duchess of Hamilton, and her sister, Miss General Ord. Okay. Unfortunately, I found out that Pinky and Little Blue Boy are not on display today. So we're going to look at this painting of Lady Petra instead. So I know Little Blue Boy is at the Tate. I don't know where Pinky is right now. Walking through the gardens here. It's not really rose season, so all the roses are out, but they're citrus.
From New York.
We are looking at the Jonathan and Karen Fielding Wing, Becoming America, to look at some American art. Start with a painting attributed to Joseph Proctor, Still Life with a Basket of Fruit. Looks like a big watermelon to me. Some really cool quilts in here. Lots of interesting designs. And art involves lots of furniture. So there's lots of chairs, and you have armories and stuff like that. Silver.
Yep, New York silver.
New York silver there. The Ghetto Film School. Okay. Let's see what's in the Ghetto Film School here. Looks like we got an exhibit about slavery here. Kind of strange movements, but okay. That works. Some very traditional portraits here of George Washington, younger George Washington, and General George Washington. interesting exhibit here, how different pigments will give you different colors to paint with. So there's all the herbs and nuts and seeds that you can get from different shells and minerals. Do you ever wonder if the Antiques Roadshow is of any consequence? This is a good painting. This is Untitled Sheldon Peck painting from the 1800s, and it was originally rediscovered on Antiques Roadshow and bought by the Huntington Library, and now it's here. This painting here is of Ecuador, the river down in Ecuador. That's what they're checking out here. The Andes and haystacks. Exhibits are closed, but we can at least see some of them from here. This is some decoration by Louise Comfort Tiffany. Oh, very interesting faces here. This painting over here is by Mary Cassatt, and this is the reason why I wanted to come to this building. This is entitled Breakfast in Bed. Mary Cassatt was very interested in the idea of mothers and their children, and the focus you can see in this painting is the mother's intently watching her child while the child is kind of watching in oblivion, eating. So it was just something that Mary Cassatt was very passionate about and gained international fame for. It was the Queen of Palmyra, and this is after she attacked the Romans, and she was being led away in chains, is what this event is portraying here. Yeah, and then here is Daniel in the Lion's Den.
This is not the permanent collection.
Interesting head sculpture here, different by Ellie Nettleman. It's entitled Ideal Head, and that was very interesting. Just an interpretation of the ideal feminine head view in 1908. Interesting here. So this was a mask of Elizabeth Lorikeet, who was a poet, and then they did with that mask they did this sculpture, which kind of has like an Egyptian influence with those earrings. It's a very long facial figure there. Another Fantasy by George Wesley Bellows in 1924. This kind of an idealized view of the Sisson River, right?
The Hudson River.
Hudson River.
Outside of New York City.
Boxing match, 1910. Love the movement in this painting. Just the boxer going down, I guess. He just got an uppercut, looks like. Here's Mercury, and he's going to point us over to the Botanical Gardens. So that's where we're going to go next, into the Botanical Gardens, where I'm assuming we're going to see some plants. The plants are up to something. Okay, we'll have to see. Very humid in here. In the plant laboratory, where they study different plant life here. You can see how seeds get planted. Walking through the children's garden here. Lots of rocks and water. So that's what children like, is rocks and water. I can see that. Up on the hill there is the Mausoleum, where the Huntingtons are buried. We're ending the day out here in the store, and Denise got the postcard.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Is there lots of cool things in the store?
Oh, I love museum stores. They're so pretty.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
lots
they
of
got
expensive stuff, I'm sure.
Flowers, jewelry, you know.
Gonna do it for our adventure here at the Huntington Library. This is your second time, Denise.
Yes,
Did you enjoy it just as much?
I did.
Would
Company
you-
was even better this time.
And would you go a third time if you had to? That's the question.
I would love to go a third time. I would try for another free day, for sure.
Okay.
It's definitely better when you know you didn't have to pay to be here. But if
Everything's
I
better
was
when you don't have to
bringing-
pay
yeah.
to go there.
If I was bringing along somebody that would just love it, then I would pay for it. I would actually pay to come.
Okay, well, thanks for coming along to this